at 58 books, unhauled, from shelf number 1. Apparently, if you want to get rid of books and do it ruthlessly, drink alcohol. Alright, so we have a, impending doom novel of an asteroid about to hit the Earth with some romance. Tumble and Fall. I have not read it. It's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. I'm getting rid of it. Then we've got Fire and Stars. This is like a sapphic fantasy romance, but I think that the second book goes in like a totally different direction. Again, these were ones that I got in book boxes, and I'm just not... I feel like I could like it, but there's other things that I would like more. So I'm going to get rid of them. Then we've got How to Keep Rolling After a Fall. I loved this book. It made me cry the entire way through, so it was one of the best books I've ever read. But I also looked at a lot of reviews afterward from people that also had disabilities, because this does have wheelchair rip. And they felt like it was very intrusive and kind of humiliating for him. So I don't think that I could read it and enjoy it in the same way I did the first time, knowing that people with the same disabilities were kind of offended by it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Then we have a trilogy. I acquired this probably back in 2015, so I just feel different, and I don't think I'm going to care much about time travel romances. Same thing with the Passenger series. I didn't really care, so I don't think I'm going to care about this one as much either anymore. We've got Tempest, Vortex, and Timeline. And like you can see, they kind of changed up the covers after the first book too, so they don't even match. I'm just... Yeah, I know how to live without you. Live without you. Really? Yeah, I know how to live without you. Okay. I have 6 books. I've got Elemenopia, which I actually really did enjoy. This was super fun to read. My husband bought it for me, which he doesn't usually buy me books, but every once in a while he picks out ones that he either really enjoyed or he thought that I would. He thought I would enjoy this one because letters start disappearing from the alphabet. And so they're no longer allowed to use them in the town. They see it as a bad omen. And you'll get, like, shot if you're using those letters. Like, they will extricate you, or they'll shoot you and kill you if you use those letters. So it gets to the point where, like, almost all the letters are gone. So no one can really speak anymore. It was really good. But I don't think I'm going to reread it. So, even though my husband got it, which makes it sentimental. Okay, I might keep this one. For sentimental reasons and because it was actually really good. The Sworn Virgin. This is an art copy. I never read it. I just don't think I'm going to get to it. All the Light We Cannot See. Pretty sure they made a movie of this and I already watched it. Or there was a Lighthouse movie. I don't remember. This is probably like a World War II. I don't know. I felt like this is the kind of stuff I should be reading as a 32-year-old adult. However, I just don't have any interest. It's big and it's historical. I just don't care. Then we've got the love interest. I think there's like a love triangle, polyamorous relationship in here or something. I can't remember. This is a book of the month? What? I didn't know I had another book of the month that I didn't order. This was May 2017. Well, book of the month has been really good about picking out books. They've all been 5 stars for me so far. So maybe I will give this one a try. Then we've got Once And this is the only Sarah Dessen book I kept when I did my big, like, 500 book unhaul a long time ago. But again, it's contemporary, it's like YA, and I think I'm just kind of done with that. So we're going to get rid of it. Same thing, contemporary, YA. It does have blind representation, which is the reason why I wanted this book. But I don't want to read it because it's contemporary, and I think I'm just kind of done with contemporary. This is part of a series, absolutely beautiful cover. I think I own the first book in ebook anyway, but I just don't care, so I'm going to get rid of that. Harbinger and Till Death. I just don't care. Dragon Marked, which I believe is signed, and Monstrous Beauty. I only have the first books. I think these are both series. This one might be a standalone, but I just don't care anymore. I feel like this is just going to be another Twilight. And that is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick, Crescendo, Silence, and Finale. I really did like her book, Black Ice. I thought it was really good. It was like a thriller, so I think I would totally read another thriller by her. But again, I feel like this is going to be younger YA with the whole Angels, Forbidden Romance, but Twilight-esque. And I did like Twilight at the time, but it's just 4 books, and they don't call to me anymore. They don't speak to me. So we're gonna get rid of them. It's so hard to get rid of series. Oh my gosh. How We Roll. It's another one that's diverse, that has a wheelchair rep, but it's contemporary. And I'm just noticing I just don't care about contemporary anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Then we have Infinite Sky, which I thought was going to be like sci-fi based off of the background, but it's not. It's another contemporary. Then we've got A Kiss in Time, which I did enjoy, but I don't think I'm going to read it again. This is by Alex Flynn. It's a signed copy. Then I've also got Beastly, which is also signed by Alex Flynn. I watched the movie, so the movie's always there. So if I want to experience it again, I'll just go watch the movie. Then we've got My Life Next Door. Again, contemporary YA romance. I just don't think I care anymore at this point. I can, if I want a certain type of YA romance, I can write one myself because I'm an author. And I think that's kind of at the point where I'm at, where I'm just like, if I'm in the mood for it, I just need to write one. Because then it'll be exactly how I want it. So we've got 6 books here that I'm getting rid of in one go. Do y'all see this craziness? Do you see how empty it's becoming? Ah! Okay. Fantasy books. I think that these could be super awesome. They're YA, and I think I really just want to start getting into adult more. So it's a lot of pages to read, and I don't want to do it. So I'm going to get rid of these. We've got The Paladin Prophecies, Alliance, and Rogue. Beautiful, amazing cover, and it's signed. And I feel like I should want to read it. But I've had it for a while, and I've read The Night Circus, and I feel like that was enough. So I just don't want to read like a 3 or 4 book series. And some people didn't like it anyway. So it's gonna go. Oh my gosh, these covers! They're so cute! Why do they have to be so pretty? We've got Illusion and Etherworld. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous! They're so gorgeous! Oh! Oh! But I don't know anything about them. I don't remember why. And I don't want to do what I normally do when I'm getting rid of books and open it up and look at the synopsis, because then I get interested, because of course I do, because I bought it in the first place. So I'm just going to get rid of them. So pretty. I can't believe I'm doing this. Why do I buy an entire series without reading the first one? And the author told me her first book sucked. Like, she literally told, Abby Glines was like, yeah, my first book's not great. And the thing is I love her writing. She is a favorite author. I love the Too Far series. I like the connected duology that goes with that. And I liked the Under the Lights book. So it's like, I know that I like her. But this was her first series. It's like YA contemporary romance that probably goes into new adult and adult. As you can see with like, the final cover looks a little more steamy. But it's 8 freaking books. And I just don't ever get pulled to it. That is a lot of commitment. And it's sad because these are stinking beautiful. I need to like sell these on my own because I could probably make 85 to 100 bucks on these easy. But I think I'm just gonna get rid of them. That's 8 books. My bucket's full. My bucket is full. But I'm not even done with the second shelf out of 6. Why did I do this to myself? Green. And someday maybe. I got this one because of the author. She was on Gilmore Girls. But this is like a new adult. Girl goes to London, something like that. I just don't care anymore. And then this one is like a white boy where he's a minority in his school and he forms friendships with black people. But I don't care. I'm getting sweaty, y'all. So I like The Nightingale, but Firefly has a show and there's like 4 books in the series and they're all this big. And it's like a mix of historical and contemporary, so the characters like age throughout the books. And there's like divorces and cheating and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm just like, bye-bye. Some of these stories were good, but a lot of them weren't. So I'm not going to reread it. Plus there's a movie now that has all the stories. So I can just watch that. I liked Water for Elephants, but I don't really care about reading the other books that she has, which is At the Water's Edge and also Ape House, and this is a signed copy. Like, what? But I don't care. 103 books. 103 books! From 2 shelves! What? Oh my gosh! This is crazy! Oh my gosh, okay. Look here. Okay, we got the ones on the top, which you can see are not as much anymore. And then you got all this emptiness. All this emptiness. Can you see it? All the empties. All the empties. I literally like just got rid of half of my books from those 2 shelves. But you know what that means? It means that I will be able to stack them. I will be able to have them stand up like this and go across now instead of all the other ways that I did the stacking. So that's great. All right. There's still some questionable ones on here that I got from boxes, like 3 Dark Crowns and Skin of the Sea and These Wicked Walls that I'm just not really interested. Even The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, but I did like the Cruel Prince series, so I'll give it a chance. But I think we're definitely going to have a video where the books self-destruct, and maybe I'll even do it with 3 months so that I have to get through more of them, but not put everything on the list. Okay, moving on to this side of the room. Let's see what we can come up with. So I've already went over the top. That's mostly just like Leigh Bardugo. So let's see what's over here. My buckets are full. Both of them are heaping. They're heaping. But, so what do we got? We got Thornjack. I felt like I needed to buy the whole series. The cover's beautiful. It's kind of spooky. This is another one that I got with like one of those $10 boxes, and then I got the rest of the books. It's very creepy. Like, it's very creepy. But I don't know why I did this, because this was not a 5-star read for me. I don't know why I did that to myself. I just waste money. I'm impulsive. So we're just going to get rid of the whole series, and that mental weight can be taken away. Gone. And because we're doing that, I should get rid of the audiobook that I also bought for the second book. So that's gone. Favorite author? Y'all wanted me to read Magonia, but it's been on here so long, and it's just because it's a pretty cover. I don't think I'm actually interested. It's so pretty. Bye. Middle grades fairy could be good. I don't really have a lot of middle grades. So we got 13 treasures, 13 curses, 13 secrets, but so they're gone. What we saw, this has to do with someone accuses like a popular person of you know what, and all these people have different versions. They don't really know who's telling the truth. It's just dark and it's contemporary and I don't want it, so I'm getting rid of it. Rebel Belle, Miss Mayhem, and Lady Renegades. I really liked the first book, Rebel Belle, and then the other ones were okay, but I don't think I'm going to reread this series. So as pretty as they are, I'm going to get rid of them. These are some of the most gorgeous covers I've ever seen. We have Splintered, Unhinged. You know what? I think I do want to keep these. There was a time in my life when I was really interested in vampires, and I remember reading a sample of one of these books, and it was really, really good. But if I want to read vampires, I can go read My Blood Approves by Amanda Hawking, because I really enjoyed that. I never wound up reading any of these books. I never finished them. They've been on my shelf forever. They have gorgeous covers, like just so freaking pretty, but I never read them. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Okay, my bucket is so freaking full. Oh my gosh, I've never been this brutal. Never! So this book I got from an author, again, because I was reviewing books and she gave it to me. And I think it's supposed to be a little steampunky, but I never got around to it, and I don't think I'm going to, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Then we have the Unsigned Valentine. I have a lot of tabs. I really enjoyed this. It is set way back when, but it has a love interest who's underage with an adult, which it never goes into the land of inappropriateness, which is why I did appreciate this book, because I don't think you can really help who you fall for. But at the same time, like if you're an adult and the other person is a minor, you need to stay away. But also, again, this was like the 1800s, so people got married at like 13 years old. It was very, very normal back then. But anyway, I don't think I'm ever going to reread it, even though it was super cute, so I'm going to get rid of it. Then I have Winter Song, which is way creepy. Look at all this. I thought it was very good, very atmospheric, like the creepiest book that I've ever read. Like, it was really, really good. There was some things that made me uncomfortable, because it is like the whole Goblin King thing. It seemed like there's a little bit of Stockholm Syndrome in here, but like, the setting was so amazing. However, I got an arc of the second book, and I never read it, and I honestly don't think I care to read it. So if I don't care to finish the series, I'm probably not going to reread the first book either. So I'm just going to get rid of both of them. So that's another 4 books gone. 2 more I've been holding on to simply because the cover is gorgeous. We've got Tether, and we've also got Tandem. I don't know anything about what they're about. So even though they're gorgeous, and that's why I want to keep them, I'm just going to get rid of them. Here's why I needed the booze, y'all. There's a lot of books. My mother-in-law was interested in them, and I let her borrow them for a while, so if she's still interested, I'll give her the series. I must have spent $200 acquiring all these suckers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books. 12 books in one series. I absolutely love the young adult series, and I think that if I was going to read the Left Behind series again, I would just want to read the young adult one. They probably had a bit more adventure than the adults did, because it was harder for them to survive. So I think I would rather reread that series than read the adult one. So I'm just going to get rid of the whole series. It's crazy, I know. It can't even fit in the box. There's too much. I will show you soon. You're going to be like, really? 12. Truly Devious. I recently bought this for like $4 at Barnes & Noble because they were giving it to you for like $4 if you had a Barnes & Noble card. But I don't really care. I'm not interested, and it's a big series. I don't care, so I'm going to get rid of it. Then we've got Catalyst and Control by Lydia Kang or Kong, and these are pretty, but I don't remember what they're about, so obviously I didn't care that much. Then we have To Dance One More Day. I believe this author used to be a dancer, and then she had an injury where she couldn't be a dancer anymore, so it's kind of like part memoir, and then Love After That, but I just don't think I'm going to read it. Then we've got an adult book that I got because I wanted to start trying adult, and this is one people were really talking about, but it's got like an emotionally abusive relationship. It does have an Asian rep, which is pretty cool, but I don't like literary fiction, so I'm just like, I spent money on it, but I just don't think I'm going to read it. Alright, so we have The Duff. There's a movie. I can just go watch it. Then we have Windmill Keepers. This was amazing, but they never wrote the second book in the series, and I'm mad about it because this was a 5-star. So, it was so unique, so different. Absolutely loved the romance. Just everything about it was wonderful. Don't know why they didn't write the second book, but I'm not going to reread it and then be disappointed that I don't have the second. And then we've got Broken Skies. I figured out everything that was going to happen in this book within the first chapter. I was roommates with the author at a writing convention, and she gave me this because I told her that I literally started reading her book, and I did enjoy it. I didn't finish it though, and this has been on my shelf for a long time, so I just need to get rid of anything that I'm not interested in, and I'm just not interested in this, so I'm going to get rid of it. My friend gave me this because I had read Under the Dome, so she was like, you want to read this one? I was like, okay. That's The Outsider by Stephen King, but I'm not gonna. Then we've got Love Story by Karen Kingsbury. I hadn't really read a lot of Christian romance, so I thought I would try this one, but I didn't get to it. So, If We Survive, this is a Christian one that's like dystopian. high school Will Peterson and three friends journey to Central America to help rebuild a school. In a poor, secluded mountain village, they won the hearts of the local people with their energy and kindness. But in one sudden moment, everything went horribly wrong. A revolution swept the country. I feel like this will be really good, but it's part of a series, and I'm just like, I'm just done. Then we've got Wasteland, which I had started to read. I got to 58 pages, and it was okay, but I feel like it's younger YA side. So I'm going to get rid of it and the rest of the series, which includes Wanderers and Guardians. And then the last up for that shelf, we have Salt and Storm. I do not know anything about this book. I've put it in an unhaul bucket a few times, and then I never went and actually unhauled it. I kept pulling it back out because it was so pretty. But I think it's part of a series too. I don't know anything about it, and I'm just done. So we are at 160 total. After finishing shelf 3, we still have 3 shelves remaining. So I was running out of some video space because I've already recorded for 2 hours. So yeah, I went ahead and set the books that I'm getting rid of over here to the side so I can just show you. We have Larger Than Life Laura. It's a middle grade. They make fun of her because she's fat. It was good, but I'm not going to reread it. Then we have Places I Never Meant to Go by Shay Linham. I like this author. She's nice. She also has Never, which is a Peter Pan retelling, but I just don't think I'm gonna read it. I'll save the bookmark though. Then I've got Hook's Little Mermaid. I actually really did enjoy this, by Susanna Lynn, but I don't think I'm going to reread it. Then I've got The Bedroom Chronicles, which she gave me after I finished, I read that book, and I read the arc of her second book, so she sent me this one, but I don't think I'm going to read it. Then I've got Legend, which I recently bought, and I can't remember why I got it so small. I don't remember why I got this tiny one. I don't know. Then I've got Wild Card. I don't have the first book. I don't think I'm really interested in trying Mary Lou. It's just so hyped at this point. I'm just like, eh. Then I've got Rules by Cynthia Lord. Not If I See You First, another one with blind representation, but again, it's contemporary, and I'm just over contemporary. Then I've got Beauty. This is like a contemporary Beauty and the Beast retelling. Then I've got Made in the USA. I've had this on my shelf for 10 years, and I haven't read it, so I'm just getting rid of it. That was the same thing with the adult thing. I'd had the whole series for 15 years. I was like, if I haven't read it in 15 years, I'm not getting to it. So let's just be realistic. I need to make another stack because this is getting out of control. Out of control. Then I have The Host by Stephanie Meyer. There's a movie. I don't think I'm ever going to read it. Then I have Laureline McDaniel, A Time to Die. Her books are all sad, which I do like a good cry every now and then, but I don't need it. Then I've got Don't Die, My Love. Again, sad. I don't need it. Then I've got Get Even, which is now a TV show, so I don't really want to read the book. And then the second book, Get Dirty. And I think those are both signed. Then I've got Pure, which I think is about either losing virginity. Yeah, I don't care. Then I've got Far, Far Away. I don't remember what this is about. Again, this was from an adult table because I wanted to get into adult, but I just don't. And then I've got A Handful of Dust, which means I am missing a book. Here it is. I haven't shown you the whole stack. That's why. Alright. So I've got Not a Drop to Drink, which is part of that series. Then Right Where I Belong, which I did read. It was really good, but there's no kiss at the end, which was super disappointed for a romance. Then I've got Soundless. It was a 3-star for me. Then I've got Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. She's a bit of a long-winded author, so I just don't think I'm going to be interested. I did keep the Unexpected, whatever book that is, because I haven't read it yet, and I think it could be good. And then we've got Since You've Been Gone. This has cheating in it, and I only thought it was like a 3-star. And then for some stupid reason, I picked up A Game of Thrones. I've watched the TV series. He's never going to finish this book series. It's huge with tiny print. I don't know what I was thinking, and apparently I got it water damaged. So we're just not going to even go near George R. Martin. Okay, so we were at 160 with this shelf. I've already counted all of those books, which now brings us to 189 books. Unhauling. I still have 2 shelves to go. Let's do it. Thought I'd take a moment to show you the chaos that is my room right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 more shelves. Let's not delay this any further. The reorganization is going to be a wonderful process, we hope. Let's just see what we got going on here. Okay, so for this side, we have Bridge to Terabithia. I really love this, but there's a movie, so if I feel in the mood to read it, I can just watch the movie. Then I've got Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I listened to the audiobooks and I hated them. I want to give it another chance by reading it physically and see if that makes a difference, but honestly, I just don't care. I really like Divergent. We'll see. If I get rid of these books, that just makes it quicker for me to get back to the Divergent series and try to finish that one, since I only ever read Divergent itself, and I never completed the movie series, so maybe I should probably just get rid of all my Twilight books too, because I have the movies. But I haven't read Midnight Sun yet, and I haven't read the boy version of Twilight, and I haven't read The Chemist. But anyway, they just stayed over there. They got saved for today. Then I've got Rocks Fall, Everyone Dies. There's like a avalanche of rocks. I don't know. And then we've got How I Live Now. This got turned into a movie with Sharon, whatever her name is that was in The Host. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, she falls in love with her cousin, okay? I know that's like normal in some countries, but it ain't normal to me. It's called incest. So I don't care to read about no incest. Then we've got Without Test. This is just going to be a sad, depressing YA contemporary. I don't want to be depressed. So we're just going to get rid of you. Worst Vampire Ever. I think it will be super funny and cute, but it also probably reads on the low end of young adult, and I just don't care anymore. Ooh, they're falling. Everything's falling. Stay. In Dreams, I like books that have to do with dream worlds and stuff, but I'm just not. Then we've got The Summer of Chasing Mermaids, which you would think would be a paranormal book about mermaids, but it's not. It's just contemporary, so I'm not interested anymore. Then we've got Song of the Sending, where he can talk to animals, and I really like the cover. He has like a tiger with him that he can talk to, which is super cool. But it's part of a series, and I don't care anymore. Then we've got The First 15 Lives of Harry August, another book that I picked up because I thought this was the type of reader that I should be, instead of just picking up what I was actually interested in. So we're done with that now. The Infinite Moment of Us, another contemporary romance. Honestly, when it comes to young adult contemporary romances, aside from Casey West, I feel like I prefer indies because the books are shorter. Whereas with the traditional young adult romances, they force them to be 70,000 to 80,000 words, sometimes even more than that. And I'm like, really? Honestly, it only needs to be like 30K to 50K. I don't need a giant romance book with the young adult. There's just not enough happening for me to be interested in it taking that long to get to the kiss or whatever. So I'm just done. And then we've got The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. Another one I picked up because it's the reader I think I should be, but not really what I'm interested in. And then I've got The Sky is Everywhere. I got this because it was a favorite of a booktuber. She just loves Jandy Nelson. But I feel like this is going to lean kind of on the literary side of young adult. And I don't care about literary, so we're just not. The Night Circus. A favorite of many. I did like that it was super atmospheric. I feel like, though, I was hardly able to keep up with the... Well, I thought maybe I listened to audio, but I've got little markers on here, so I must have read it physically. Okay. The shifting perspectives was a bit much, so I don't think I'm going to reread that again. Then I've got First and Then by Emma Mills. I really enjoyed this. It's got like football player romance, and there's, I believe, she has a cousin who has autism. And so it was really good. I really liked it, but I don't think I'm going to reread it. Then I've got The Game, which I read earlier this year. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 5-star. It was super good, but I'm not going to reread it. So that shelf's done, which brings us to a total of 206 books unhauled. We still have the shelf. We still have a shelf. We do have a shelf. So we're gonna do that now. We're gonna do the shelf. Last shelf. Are you ready? I don't know. It's a lot. But I already set them aside, as you can tell just by looking. There's a lot of books I set already over here. So let's go through them. We have, by Nicholas Sparks, The Best of Me, A Bend in the Road, and The Rescue. These are the 3 books of his. I don't know that they had movies for yet, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't really care. And I heard from some people that met him in person that he is a bit of an a-hole. So we're just done buying Nicholas Sparks books. I love the movies. I'll watch the movies. All right, then we have Voice of Dragons, Steel, and the Apocalypse, Ink and Bone. I'm just not interested. Leaving Earth. Into the Dim, I like this. I gave it a 4-star. It's a time travel romance about a girl who has photographic memory, but I have not went and read the second book, so I don't want to have to reread the first book to read the second, which means that I just didn't like the first book enough for it to be worth it. I do have the audiobook of the first one as well, so I'm sure like from a library or something, if I ever do get interested in finishing the series, I can just do it that way. 3-Day Summer, I really enjoyed this despite the fact that there was cheating in it. It's set in the 70s, but it's at Woodstock. It was really good, but I don't think I'm going to reread it. Then we have An Ember in the Ashes. I only have the first book. The covers have since dramatically changed. It is one that I would like to eventually try out, but really I need to just be focusing on the books that I own right now and worry about reading other books later. A Walk to Remember. This is one of my absolute favorite movies, but I don't really need the book, so we're just gonna get rid of it. I did read it. Then we have Secret, which is like an alternate history thing with Hitler, but I don't really care anymore. The Creeping, I don't even know what it's about. After War, I think I had the second book at one point, and they took that, but they didn't take this one. I don't know. I'm just getting rid of it anyway. Then we have The Boy Who Killed Grant Parker. Don't really know anything about it. Stargirl, really enjoyed, but there's a movie now, so I can watch it. The Wrong Side of Right. This is like with politics, and like her dad is at some sort of authoritative position with politics, and maybe she does something where it's bad. I don't know. I don't care. The entire Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. She has very long lyrical writing, and I really enjoyed it in the first book, which I read after reading Strange the Dreamer, and I was looking at it kind of analytically, trying to see how these series would connect, and that's why I wanted to read this one, but I really should have just went into the second book. I did enjoy Daughter of Smoke and Bone. It was at least a 4-star, maybe a 5-star. I really liked the romance. The second book, they're not really in it together anymore. And then in the third book, they're not really in it together anymore either. So it killed what I enjoyed about the series. So I'm not going to reread the first one. And that was the only one that I really, really liked. So I'm just going to get rid of all of them. Maybe I can make some money since these were the original covers and people like stuff to match and they probably don't make them anymore. At least not in hardback. Oh gosh, everything's falling. Then I've got The Lonely Ones by Kelsey Sutton. This was also very good, and apparently she's a YouTuber now, so y'all might know who this is. But this is a book told in verse. It's kind of like middle grade. It was, like I said, it was really good. I've got little stuff here. So this was when I had a sticker method. So the blues were times that I cried or felt sad. The yellows were times that I laughed out loud, and the pink were like romantic. So I really did enjoy this book. I just don't plan on ever rereading it. Breathless, I think this is going to be more on the literary side. I got it in one of those book boxes for like $10. I'm just not interested in reading it. Hadley Hill, I believe I got this one from the author at an event. And I was interested in it at the time, but now I don't want to read it. And I think it's part of a series, so I'm just not gonna waste my time with series. Second Skin is about a girl who wants to be popular, and I think she somehow takes on the body of someone who's popular. I don't remember, but I'm not gonna read it. Summer of Supernovas, another young adult contemporary romance. I just don't care anymore. Mistress of the Storm. The Probability of Miracles, another contemporary, as far as I know. Codename Variety, it's historical. I think it also has a sapphic romance or something in here, but I don't really care about historical. Then we've got Girl in a Bad Place. I read a little bit of this. The writing was really good, but I can tell that it's going to be about human trafficking, and I just don't want to read that. Then we've got The Delphi Effect by Risa Walker. I've never read any of her books, but I have bought a lot of them on ebook and audiobook because they'll have like cheap deals. So she actually just gave me this copy. I didn't ask for a review copy or anything. She just gave it to me because she knew I was a reviewer, which was super, super nice. It is more of like the adult sci-fi, which I do want to get into, but I don't know. I think I just want to pick up books myself that sound interesting right now and that I'll read right now and stop acquiring books for the future. So I'm just going to get rid of these. Now this is the most interesting thing that I am unhauling. I started reading this last month and I read 100 pages and I've actually enjoyed it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a few things where I'm like, eh. And it was kind of like set when I graduated, which was really cool to have like an older YA series like that. But it's about a girl and zombies, and some of the people come back from the dead. It could be really cool, but I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be a 5-star. I think it'll be like a 3 or 4-star, and it's a 3-book series. And I really just want to be reading 5 stars. So I'm just going to get rid of it. It's kind of sad. Then we have more Nicholas Sparks books. You can see the spines, so I'm not going to show you the individual covers. All of these have movie adaptations that I own. So, I don't think I own Dear John, but I'm sure I can watch it somewhere for free. But I own all of the other Nicholas Sparks movies that these are based off of, so I will just watch the movies. I don't need to read it. Another Nicholas Sparks movie that I own. Rita Sepetys. I liked Salt to the Sea, even though all of the, like having 4 perspectives was a bit confusing. This one's set in New Orleans. I think it's going to be more of the contemporary, literary kind of women's fiction, just happens to have a younger character, and I don't care. I Kissed a Zombie and I liked it. I think it's going to be very young YA. The Beginning of Everything. Everyone gets a tragedy. I don't want sad. And this has to do with the guy whose girlfriend cheated on him, and then he had a car accident that shattered his leg, and he fell in love with a new girl. It's contemporary romance. It's been out for a very long time. I was very influenced by anything that was familiar to me when I went into the bookstore because of all of the booktube videos that I watched, and I just bought anything that looked familiar, and I'm done doing that. The Unwritten Rule, the synopsis of this, I think when I looked at it originally sounded good, but I don't care at this point. Perfect You, which is it's part of the same series. The Rule of One sounds interesting, but I don't think I like the writing of it, and I also have the ebook, so I could just read it on ebook. Found another book I'm getting rid of. This is The Dragon Round. I looked it up on Goodreads. Apparently it's book 1 in a series, but the author never continued because this came out in 2016. So I'm not waiting around. No thank you. I do not do George R.R. Martin type peoples that don't finish their series. So it's getting unhauled. Bye-bye. Are we done? Are we done? We're done! There's more books that I'm still iffy about, but not as many iffy books as I thought that there would be. I thought that I would have a lot harder time doing this because I got rid of a crap ton of books. But it's okay. So I will be able to reorganize my bookshelf today. I don't know if I'll be able to record anything else today, just from the sheer amount of video recording that I've done. My computer's not even going to be able to handle all the downloads at once. It's too much footage. But yeah, and this might change how I do my bookshelves. It might not be in alphabetical order. I might do it differently, where I have a shelf for read books, and then I have like the next, and then the next, and then, so I don't know how I want to do it. We'll figure it out. But anyway, wow. So, how many books did we finish? How many books did we get rid of today? 253 books was the ones that I did today. I did not make decisions on them prior to making this video. 253. Grand total I'm getting rid of is 273 books, an audiobook, and a movie. My goal for this unhaul was 47 books. So not taking into account the 20 that I'd already set aside, so we're just going by the 253 minus the 47 books that was my goal. I exceeded my goal by 206 books. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. My shelves are looking kind of bare. They're looking kind of bare. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'll have enough room to stand them all up on their sides. I can't really quite tell yet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is exciting. This is exciting that I was able to get rid of this many books. It is a big relief, especially because a lot of them were series that I started that I never completed. And for the most part, I took those off the shelf. And if I didn't, they're probably going to go into a self-destruct at this time type thing, where I have to read them in the next however many months. I'll put a couple books on those. So those of you that have stuck to the very end of this massively long video, here's what my shelves look like now. I'll probably do another bookshelf tour at some point to kind of show you what all I've got on here, but just so you can see what the room looks like. This was an entire day project. We're talking at least 12 hours of effort to do all of this. It took forever to get rid of all the books and then to organize them how I wanted, so. Let me know if you want another bookshelf tour, like I just did one last month. But I just got rid of all these books. Oh gosh, which means I have to do another spreadsheet to figure out what my actual TBR is now. But I will tell you, these are my TBR books. Some of them I have read, but I need to reread them in order to complete the series, so they're back on the shelf. Like The Fifth Wave, for instance. I've already read that, and I read the second book. I didn't read the third book, so I have to reread both of those so that I can read that one, because it's been forever. But yeah, all of these are unread. All of those are unread, all the way up to there. And these down are my read books. And I did get rid of a bunch of books that you saw that I had read. But I got rid of a lot more that I hadn't. So I think I knocked down my to be read pile by about half, I would say. It's awesome. Hope you enjoyed this unhaul. Please subscribe. There might be another one soon. Who knows? Who knows? But I will see y'all later. I'm hot from all the drinking and the light. So yeah, I'm gonna go. And I gotta use the restroom because I've been recording for like 3 hours. Bye!